This painting you see here is entitled The Starry Night. It was one of the most popular paintings in the art world as well as the real normal people world. As you look, your eye follows the churning sky across from the vivid blues and the bright yellows, and below here is the mellow town. This painting was created by Vincent Van Gogh, famous Impressionist artist in the 1800s. Impressionism is a form of art in which you use light brushstrokes and large brushstrokes to create shapes that are not necessarily realistic, but they look like what they're supposed to look like. Impressionism is an abstract way of painting, and Van Gogh influenced many people by that. Van Gogh created all of these masterpieces, and in these masterpieces he showed how he viewed the world, that this is how we see Van Gogh's point of view by looking at his art. However, Van Gogh had a tragic death. He died in 1890 due to suicide at the age of 37. Very young. Van Gogh is an amazing example of knowing that whatever you see on the surface is not what is really inside. It's not. Mental illness is a silent killer that affects anyone, including famous painters. Today, many people are bringing attention to this instead of shutting it away. And I think our generation is doing an amazing job at breaking the chains of keeping quiet whenever things get heavy, leading to my first point. First point is that mental illness is a silent killer, and Van Gogh struggled with that. He used mental illness, though, as an influence for all of his pieces. All of his pieces, he included some form of mental illness, some form of what he truly felt inside, because he wanted to show people his inner turmoil. Van Gogh, whenever he was 35 in 1888, he actually severed the bottom half of his ear and gave it to a woman in town. That is what put him into the insane asylum. However, the insane asylum was what truly led him to become the artist that we know today. He created over 140 paintings, according to mutualartist.com. Over 140 paintings he created, of which this one shows his bandaged ear, and this one is called At Eternity's Gate, which shows his miserable side and kind of manifests the future, leading me into my second point. This painting was created a couple months prior to his suicide in 1890. Van Gogh left the asylum and went to a nearby field and shot himself in the chest. 2 days later, he died in his brother's arms. Now, there are many reasons as to why people think Van Gogh would have done this. One of the reasons being how much pressure he put on himself to be the perfect artist, to be amazing. He was amazing, he was successful, but he never saw himself. His self-confidence was so low, self-esteem so low, that he never saw his potential, he never saw his amazingness. And number two, he had the fear of failure, and he had the fear of never getting past the feeling of never getting better. So he ended up committing suicide. Point 3 is how we can learn and remember those who are struggling with mental illness by remembering Van Gogh's story. Living in a world of social media and comparison is hard because you never know what's fake or true. You never know how someone's doing from just looking at their surface. You never know. And by being more open on the broad scope of mental illness, we can potentially save people's lives. Now, I hope you have learned the impact of Van Gogh on the world, including the art world and the mental health aspect. Van Gogh inspired artists to start doing impressionist work. He used his mental illness as a strength and created beautiful, beautiful masterpieces. And as a society, we can learn from this and create an environment in which people feel more comfortable to express themselves and their inner woes. Today, we're actively breaking the chain of generational trauma and putting an end to keeping quiet on heavy subjects.